All right, let's do this. Let's get some strength in those feet and those calves. All right, to start off, just to let you know, I'm going to be using some props. I have a brick here. This is a cork brick. That's going to work best when we use it as a step. I have tried using these foam blocks, and that's also a possibility to use, but it's not as sturdy. So I have a broom. It's the only thing I could find as a stabilizer. So we're going to be using that as a possibility to provide more stabilization. I also have a chair nearby and a back hook, as well as a strap and a towel. All right, are you ready? I'm going to start on my back. So we want to start with a good stretch of our calves and our feet, and we can do this on our back with the strap. And just pull back, give that calf some good stretch, and if you bend into your knee, you can also get into your hamstring. So let's do that for a little while. Whew! I'm feeling it shaking a little bit in my hamstring there. Some good stretching. Be gentle with this as you get started. Learn your body and learn those sensations. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's switch over to the other foot. All right, I've got it on my toe pad, and then I'm just gonna pull. Ooh, this one's a little tighter. I could feel it in my hamstring already, as well as my calf. So this is a good time to breathe into that pain. Those sensations, the discomfort. I like to breathe in through my nose, out through pursed lips. We try to keep the whole body relaxed. I notice as I feel tension in my calves and my hamstrings, ooh, my jaw likes to be tense too. Like that's gonna help. Maybe if I have some more tension in my jaw, it will help, but it doesn't tend to. So after we give our calves and hamstrings a wake-up stretch, I like to hit them a little bit too. Loosen up my hamstrings, loosen up my calves, and now we're gonna stretch our toes. So I'm gonna bring the chair over here. Okay, and we can start off stretching our toes by just pressing the toes behind the chair and kind of pressing and stretching our toes, bringing the knee to the ground, towards the ground, probably not all the way to the ground, but giving your foot, stretching back those toes. That's what I'm doing here. Stretch the toes. And the other foot. And experiment with your body, maybe you can find some better positioning. Front, back. I like to rock my knee a little bit. gives more of a sensation in my big toe, my pinky toe. Do that in the other foot. The side of my body is just more flexible. I do feel it more in my big toe. I feel some stretch there. Think about how it feels in your body. What sensations are you feeling? All right, now while we're seated, it's good to go through the range of motion in our feet. So I'm going to back up. Maybe you can see my toes a little bit more. We've got some range of motion that our feet normally don't do all day long because we keep them in our shoes, right? But what we're going to start off here is trying to just move your big toe. Lift your big toe off the ground. And I like to try to do this with alternating feet. Right foot, left foot, left foot, right foot. Just lift up your big toe. It's actually really hard for me to just move my big toe. I think that's the most tricky of all the movements. So I like to try to press my toes into the floor as I'm trying to lift my big toe to give that movement. But my big toe really likes to take the other toes along with it. So we're just trying to separate out that big toe on the right side and the left side. I'm going to crack my toes here too as I'm doing this. All right, now we're going to try to move our toes and just lift the toes up off the floor without lifting up your big toe, which is really tricky too. Just try to separate them from the big toe. And it's really hard. I mean, I'm struggling. But, you know, these are movements and as we practice them, that can happen over time. We can also do this with our feet up and try to just move your toes separate from your big toe. It's super hard on my left side. I can do it on my right side. Toes, but the big toe wants to go on my left side. But just practicing different kinds of movements with our feet is strengthening, right? And you'll probably feel different muscles. I'm feeling the muscles more in my foot towards my pinky toe are gaining they're feeling a little tired, like they haven't been doing this. And now we want to spread our toes apart. So we have a motion in our foot where we can spread our toes apart. So try to do that as well. Try it with your feet on the ground. Spread them together, smoosh them together. Spread them out, smoosh them together. Spread them out, smoosh them together. And try it with your feet up in the air. Spread them. Right? These movements are tricky. We probably haven't done them in a long time. And so we're just trying out new ways of moving our feet. And that's healing. All right, now we're going to do some ankle rolls. Just get some motion in the ankle going. Wake up that foot. Maybe you want to crank on your toes a little bit. Whatever feels comfortable for you. You can even bring a little bit of pigeon. I'm getting a little bit of a stretch back here too. Sometimes you want to focus on the double stretch. Sometimes you want to just focus on one stretch. If this one's really tough and you're feeling a lot of sensation there, just focus on that one and lean close or whatever is, move your body so that you're not having sensation. Or again, you can try slipping that foot behind the chair to get that stretch. See what works for you. And I did want to mention that this might be a good point too if you want to massage your foot a little bit. I have this back massager. This can also work well on your calf if that gets tight. It's a possibility to do some massage at this point. Working weird muscles in our feet that we may not have moved before. Can loosen them up. All right, so we did some ankle circling over here. You can also write like A, B, C, D. Get that alphabet going. A, and the other foot, B, C, D. This ankle's talking to me. E, and I'm going to give this one some circles on this side too. That's right, ankle. Keep cracking. And this one, I'm going to crank on it a little bit since it's cracking over there. Now, my physical therapist recommends that I do toe scrunches. And I find these to be very boring. But if you take a towel, this is a hand towel, and put on the ground, we're going to work a new angle of the foot. So we talked about moving your big toe, moving your other toes, moving your toes apart from each other, right? We have some ankle movement in the foot, and we can also scrunch up our foot. So that's what we're doing here. And I have scrunched it up. My towel is all the way. And I'm going to switch feet. I think my physical therapist said I should do it like 3 times in the same foot. But I get tired. My feet get tired very easily. So all I'm doing is taking this towel and scrunching up my foot, my toes, till the front of the towel gets to my toes. We'll do 3 of those on each side. I start in the middle of the towel. I don't think that's cheating, but it's really just a way to make you feel more productive in this movement. You can see the towel moving as you're scrunching your foot. So stretch to grab that towel and pull it back. Let's do another one on the other side. And it's tough. My feet are not used to this movement. And it's tiring. Whew. This is different sensations, than hot yoga is tricky too, but in a different way. So it's fun to challenge the body. Your feet are so strong, and we are going to make them even stronger by practicing these movements every day. Ooh, the towel got caught in between my toes. So we're scrunching and scrunching and scrunching. All right, last one. The towel. And we're scrunching, scrunching, and scrunching, and scrunching. Yeah. I feel the foot burn. Feel a little burn in my foot, my little foot muscles. All right. So, I would suggest doing that while sitting. When you get to be stronger, you can also do the scrunching with the towel when you're standing too. So as you build strength, this gives it a different sensation. You can put more weight on your foot too lean back and balance, and put your other foot back so you're putting more of your weight on your toes while you're standing. So that's something to move into. So we, in the chair, you can do some massaging, splay the muscle here under your toes, and then stretch the top of your foot. That's something we'll do a little bit more of, but if you're still in the chair, options to continue. So now we're going to start with down dog because, hey, that's a classic, right? So in down dog, don't focus so much on your core. Your core can be up and tight, but we're just really getting into the feet and the ankles here. So we want to go up on our toes, pedal your dog out. See if you can put your heels down on to the ground. Lift, and you can kind of shift from plank, depending on your flexibility of your heels, to get your heels down into the ground. And again, just wobble in your down dog, giving those heels and calves a good stretch. Bend your knees. I like to take my down dog down into dolphin. I can give you a bigger stretch in the heels. And again, pedal it out. See if you can find that stretch that's best for you. And when you find it, see if you can sit there. See if you can sit with that stretch. It's a good day to work the calves. Sitting with that sensation, breathing into it, making sure that that tension isn't going into other places in your body, like your shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed and back. Keep your jaw relaxed. All right, and we're going to stretch the top of the foot now in kind of a camel pose. So if you can sit on your heels, otherwise you can, if that's not comfortable, try sitting like this. I am very flexible, so for me, this is good. This is where I'm feeling the stretch. But see how that works for you. If you can stretch back, support yourself with your hands, and rock that front of your foot gently. Again, if that's really not comfortable for you, not working for you, take it one at a time. Stretch that front of the foot on the right side and stretch it separately on the left. Or sit on those heels and sit back and see if you can lift up your knees. Again, I'm really super flexible, so I can lift up my knees, and I need to lift up my knees in order to feel the stretch, and I feel it right there. Woo! Yeah. Sensation. Welcome, sensation. I feel you this morning. All right, so now we're going to do some tabletop. So you want to stack your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder. We're not focusing so much on our upper back today, so we're going to keep that as steady as possible. But what we're going to do is we're going to rock our butt to our heels. Okay, so we're going to splay our toes out, and if you want, you can move my pinky toe. Whoop! My pinky toe is out to lunch or something sometimes, so just you might want to check on where your toes are at and keep them in line, or let it go. And just rocking your butt back. You can lift your knees up, keep them down, by just rocking your butt to your heel. Get a stretch in your toes and gaining some strength there. It's rocking tabletop. We'll do about 10 of those. I'm really bad at counting also. The counting is not that important. Did we hit 10? That feels like 10. All right, so the other thing we're gonna do in tabletop, and I find this gives me a pretty good calf stretch, is we're gonna rock our foot out behind the other foot, right? It's a diagonal stretch back. Whoop, there goes the plant. And we're gonna take it back, stretch, press into that foot. That is a good calf stretch. And then we're gonna do it on the other side. Here we go. We're gonna do about 5 on each side. Here, I'll count this time. 2, because the first one counts. That definitely counts as 1. 2, 3, 3, and it's okay to bounce it here too. See where that sensation is hitting for you. 4, and 4. Is at this point ready? Did I say 3? I'm not sure. If I didn't, you get a bonus one. We'll just do 5. All right. So now we're going to do some squats. So here we go. I'm going to do some squats. If this pose is comfy for you, what we're going to try is coming up on our toes. So this is also going to work some core balance. Heels down, toes up, the squat. And again, we got the broom, right? If it's tricky, find some stability. Use it. This isn't cheating. We're still working the muscles. It's hard, it's challenging. You're doing work. So don't feel guilty, please. Don't feel like you're cheating. We're still doing the exercise here. Friendly household objects, right? Now when we get really good, what we're going to do is stand, all right? We want to keep our core engaged. We're just going to go from the squat, woo, and raise up on our toes and bring it all the way up. We're going to work some glutes, some hamstrings, and we're going to be working our core, woo, and keeping our feet engaged as well. Feet, calves, woo, it's a good one. See, things got harder. We built up to this point. You are doing great. Keep it up. You can hold your arms wherever you want. What feels good for you? What brings in the energy for you? Sometimes I like to move them. It distracts me from the burning that's going on in my lower body. So this is fun, right? Up and down, all on the tippy toes. Whew, awesome. All right, we're almost done. We're almost there. We're gonna do gorilla pose next. It's one of my favorites. You can start, if you want, with peace fingers to the big toes. And this is a forward fold. You're going to be pulling yourself into your legs. But I really find the peace fingers to the big toes uncomfortable. And I'm pretty flexible. So I enjoy gorilla pose where we put our palm of our hand under our foot. And we try to line up the flesh under our toes with that palm. So this is going to be a little bit of balance. We're going to want to engage the core, and you can rock up a little bit, get your heels off the ground. If you want to engage that balance, you're going to want to bend your knees in this pose. It's unlikely that you are flexible. Ooh, stuff on my foot. It's unlikely that you're flexible enough to just pull down. And actually, I'm extremely flexible, but I'm going to get more sensation as I bend my knees. You can feel that much, much more in my hamstrings and in my calves. So bend your knees and pull your body. Bend your elbows to the side, pull your body towards your knees. Whoo! Sensation! There it is. I can feel it. And then if you want, again, pull your heels off the ground a little bit. Do a little fun bouncing if that is exciting for you. Or just keep that, whoo, that sensation, pulling that down. All right, after gorilla pose, we are going to do some horse. We're going to go back into the pointing of the toes. In horse, we can start off with our feet pointing towards the short end of the mat. And we're going to drop our butt down. If you want to do arms like this, however makes you happy. But we're going to work the feet and the calves by raising it up. Raise it up on one side, raise it up on the other side. It's going to work your hamstrings too. These are the more challenging ones. You can do it. So work that one, work that other side. And if you're feeling brave, work both of them at the same time. Again, whatever's most comfortable for you with your arms. You want to give yourself a hug because you've been doing great. So much hard work. All right. And then just to move in one last way, I'm going to do some bouncing lunges right here. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop. This is where you put on the fun music. So we got our toes flexing. If you want, you can try lifting up the front toes. Try doing fancy footwork in your front foot. See how that feels? And again, the broom is here. If you want more stability in your bouncing lunges. Let's switch sides. Here we go. Broom, toes, and bouncing lunges. Bend the knees. Bouncing. And just to round things out, your feet also have a range of motion in jumping and hopping. So this is fun. I mean, if you have a jump rope, or you can just pretend you have a jump rope. You can make up your own music. I don't know what kind of music you like, but this is fun. And hopping, bring it up a level. Work each foot. I'm jump roping backwards now. I don't know if you can tell, but that's what's going on in my mind. So that should round out all the calf and foot strength. If you have any little bicep muscles popping up on your foot, let me know. Send me a picture. I want to see them. Raw! Tough feet, tough calves.